400 so-called puppy mills in Iowa. This is according to Bailing Out Benji. Now, Bailing Out Benji is an Iowa-based nonprofit working to end the puppy mill industry.
I spoke with a research analyst, Alexis Bell, about how the nonprofit aims to educate people by making government health records and inspection records public.
Explain why Bailing Out Benji started and what the nonprofit does.
Bailing Out Benji started because there was a lack of transparency into puppy mills, puppy brokers, and puppy stores. Today we've kind of grown to be an organization that forensically audits government health records and inspection records and making that information public. There are like 400 puppy mills here in Iowa. Not every facility is a puppy mill, but those are ones that we are tracking here in the state of Iowa.
The Humane Society of the United States released its horrible 100 list for 2024. 15 Iowa breeders are on it. Only Missouri and Ohio have more breeders on the list.
The Horrible 100 list is an opinion from the HSUS's research team. Our research, procured from our quarterly violation reports, where we collect all the violations that USDA dog and cat breeders and brokers are receiving, shows that Iowa is constantly at the top of the list when it comes to the number of USDA violations. Our next report actually comes out today if there's any interest in seeing what federally licensed breeders are getting as violation-wise.
Why are there so many puppy mills in Iowa?
A major contributor to why there are so many Iowa puppy mills is because of this USDA loophole that Iowa has, where the federal breeders in our state, there's two different. There's a state breeder and a federally licensed breeders. When you have to be federally licensed, it's when you have 4 or more breeding females, and then you send those animals outside of the state. So the federally licensed breeders in our state do not have to adhere to our strong state regulations. So those breeders are already operating at a much lower baseline than breeders in other states that don't have this loophole, and ensure that both state and federally licensed breeders adhere to their bolstered state regulations. We do have strong cruelty laws right now. It's very hard to apply them when our Department of Agriculture doesn't have any oversight over these federally licensed breeders in our own state.
What would Bailing Out Benji like to see happen or change in Iowa to help address this issue?
Absolutely. Closing that USDA loophole, I think that would be the biggest help, and that would give our Department of Agriculture more oversight over those federally licensed breeders, but rather they adhere to strong state laws that we have that our state breeders have to go by, but not our federal.
What can the average person do?
The biggest part is researching before you buy. There's not a lot of discussion around like where puppies and pet stores are coming from. So kind of doing that research, having that conversation with people that you maybe know that are going to buy puppies, just kind of ask them to do a little bit of research into where that puppy is coming from, and having those conversations. Because really what's going to stop the puppy mill industry is the public not funding the puppy mill industry, and then more transparency. So more discussions around this.
Alexis Bell, a research analyst with Bailing Out Benji. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.